state-of-the-art upgrade.
It's amazing to see, a company reinvest in our community.
A multi-million-dollar investment to build a new processing and packaging plant in Blenheim. Plus, the 12 days of scams.
Fraudsters and scammers, they don't take a break during the holidays.
Tips from the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre this Christmas. And the top financial concerns for 2026.
I have good Canadian hockey players. They like their meat, milk, and cereal.
A new report reveals widespread economic anxiety among Canadians.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us both on CTV Windsor and AM 800. Tonight, a major agricultural company is making a multi-million-dollar investment in Chatham, Kent. Masotti Seeds has announced plans for an $8.8 million upgrade to its seed corn processing and packaging plant in Blenheim. CTV's Chris Campbell joins us now in studio. And Chris, this is a huge investment.
Absolutely, Stephanie. Masotti is one of the biggest seed suppliers in the country. Unfortunately, company officials weren't available for an on-camera interview today, but local leaders say the project signals strong confidence in the region's agribusiness sector.
Masotti Seeds is moving ahead with an $8.8 million overhaul of its Blenheim processing and packaging plant. A state-of-the-art upgrade, the company says, will improve cleaning, sizing, and automation for seed corn grown in Chatham, Kent.
It reaffirms that we are a great place to invest in, and we have great community people and great community businesses.
In a news release, Solio Agriculture CEO Casper Castra calls the project a significant investment by Masotti that not only supports the ability of their seed business to meet the need of farm customers into the future, but also represents a commitment to Canadian-grown seed corn for Canadian farmers.
Masotti Seeds has been a part of Chatham, Kent for many, many years and are looked upon as leaders in what they do. This investment is going to greatly increase their production capacity.
The new facility will replace an older plant purchased in 2019, and Masotti officials say the design will mirror their Tilbury operation.
We have a bunch of companies in Chatham, Kent that are looking at investing in themselves and looking at technology. How do they get more efficient? How do they become more competitive inside of a real interesting market? So yes, this is really happy for Masotti. Again, they've been a pillar of the community for years.
The company says this region's long frost-free season and moisture conditions between the Great Lakes makes Chatham, Kent one of the best places in the world to produce high-quality seed corn. While the municipality hasn't been given full project details yet, local leaders say the investment sends the right message.
Blenheim being a very diverse community is obviously in the heart of prominent agricultural land. So maybe this might be a catalyst for other, companies similar or byproducts of companies to come into our community, invest. We do have some, the infrastructure in place, and hopefully this is, like I said, a catalyst to an amazing gesture by the company.
The timeline for construction or expected completion hasn't been released, but municipal officials say they're anticipating further updates from the company.
Chatham Kent officials say any expansion in the agri-food sector brings both jobs and long-term stability to the region. They expect to learn more about the project's scope once Masotti finalizes its plans. Stephanie?
Okay, exciting. Chris Campbell tonight. Thank you for this. In other news, 3 people have been arrested and police are searching for a 4th in a string of armed robberies. Windsor police are searching for 22-year-old Ivan Albert LeBute. He is wanted on 5 charges, including robbery with an offensive weapon. LeBute is described as a white man, 6'2", with a slender build, brown eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information is asked to contact Major Crimes. Windsor police say a recent initiative targeting retail crime spanning 4 days has led to 32 arrests and more than $2,700 in recovered merchandise. Between December 3rd and 6th, the Windsor police partnered with 15 local retailers to target shoplifting and related offenses. Officers laid 33 criminal charges, mostly for theft under $5,000, along with other counts for fraud, mischief, and breach of probation. 4 youth were diverted through a youth program, and police issued 9 trespass notices. 3 people were injured after an SUV and ambulance collided in Amherstburg. Windsor police say both vehicles were found in a roadside ditch at the corner of Alma Street and 5th Concession. The SUV had rolled and both vehicles were heavily damaged. Police say a preliminary investigation found the SUV was traveling at a high rate of speed and failed to stop at the stop sign. 2 paramedics and the driver of the SUV suffered non-life-threatening injuries. U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Detroit seized a gun, ammo, and marijuana from a Canada-bound traveler. The seizure occurred on November 24th at the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel. CBP is reminding travelers to use proper documentation if they are crossing the border with a firearm and to leave the drugs at home. Now, as holiday shopping ramps up, law enforcement is warning Canadians to stay sharp. This is the time of year when scammers try their hardest to play the Grinch. With more on what scams are out there and how to protect yourself, I'm joined now by CTV's Travis Fortnum. A lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah, Stephanie, on the 12 days of Christmas, the Canadian Anti-Fraud Association has launched its own 12 days of scams. And police say we see plenty of them right here at home.
Fraudsters and scammers, they don't take a break during the holidays. If anything, they do see it as an opportunity to try and get more victims.
As you are feeling festive and full of cheer, LaSalle Police Constable Elena Atkins warns some people aren't, and they're counting on your holiday rush to cloud your judgment.
Usually during the holidays, we do see an uptick. That's just because people are buying gifts. It's the holidays. They're looking for good deals. And so we do see an increase with different types of frauds.
The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre is out with its 12 Frauds of Christmas, a kind of reverse carol designed to keep you from getting scammed. Instead of a host of birds like the song, the CAFC's list of what to watch out for includes online shopping, selling goods and services, shipping frauds, cell phone promo frauds.
They want to offer you a great deal on a new phone at a discounted price, and it sounds too good to be true.
Investments, romance fraud, recovery offers, gift cards.
Be mindful to double check it before you purchase it.
Donating, prize or vacation scams, toll route and infraction phishing texts, and identity theft.
There's definitely more likeliness that people are going to fall to these scams because the urgency of wanting things by Christmas.
Atkins says one of the biggest local concerns is scams on resale platforms like Facebook Marketplace, where people send e-transfers ahead of pickup only to realize the seller and the address were never real. She says if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. So stop for a second, even if you are shopping last minute, and think it over. Never send money to someone you haven't met. Be cautious with any request for personal information and make sure relatives know the signs too.
It ultimately saves your family members from a lot of heartache or a lot of stress.
Atkins says other big scams this season include gift card scams and phishing texts. For the full 12 Frauds of Christmas list from the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre, head to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
You know what, Travis? I did get affected by the gift card scam. I felt awful. I went to one of the retail stores, bought it for my father-in-law, and then he broke the news to me, and I felt
And then it's bad because, like, that person doesn't know if you made a mistake or what happened.
And
right?
I offered to give him more money, and he's like, no. So
yeah,
so definitely,
just be careful. Take your time.
Yeah. Okay, Travis, thank you for this. Now changing to more rain this morning as temperatures rose above the freezing mark. From 4 a.m. to 3 p.m. the temperatures in Windsor were between 1 and 3 degrees Celsius, warm enough to see significant snow and ice melt to go along with light rain and drizzle. By 4 p.m. cooler temperatures blanketed the region. With more on this, let's head straight to meteorologist Gary Archibald for a first look at the weather tonight. Gary.
Good evening, Stephanie. Good evening, folks. Speaking of temperatures decreasing, we're now in the minuses. This massive system is bringing snow right across the eastern flank of the USA and here at home, more importantly, Canada. And of course, we've been in the midst of snow and gusty winds turning to rain. Freezing rain is still a possibility, plus fetching right across Lake Huron. Northerlies tonight, and gusty winds could bring some lake effect snow nearby. I'll break down what you need to know as we look for a deep freeze, and freezing means icy roads and walkways. So do take it easy and be careful tonight.
A new report from the Angus Reid Institute shows 1 in 5 Canadians is under high financial pressure heading into Christmas, struggling with job insecurity, debt, and even putting food on the table. And 3 in 5 in that group expect things to get worse in 2026. Another 19% are experiencing medium pressure, dealing with some of the same challenges, but with fewer pressures stacking on top of one another. Nearly 40% of Canadians say grocery costs are hard to manage, and for lower income households, it's a majority. The cost of living remains the top concern heading into the new year, followed by healthcare and housing. Many will be watching for promised government investments to finally make a difference. Here's our question of the day. Do you think you are financially better off or worse than last year? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you would consider taking public transit instead of driving in bad weather. Out of almost 700 votes, 73% say no. The downtown mission is in need of winter clothing, saying the donations the mission recently received are already gone. The executive director telling AM 800 News winter weather came early this year and they've run out of men's and women's winter gloves, toques, and socks. She says boots and winter jackets are also needed.
I always like to remind people, especially this time of year because of Christmas and holidays, a lot of people get gifts of new clothes. If they have old, jeans or jogging pants, leggings, things like that they want to get rid of, we will gladly take them.
The town of Essex has approved its 2026 budget, and it has a tax increase of 2.99%. The almost $80 million budget initially calls for a 4.92% tax rate increase, but councillors whittled that down. This represents an average increase of $95.57 annually, or $7.71 monthly for the average household in the town of Essex. Investments include the replacement of Fire Station 3, improvements to the Maidstone Avenue Talbot Street intersection, and a hybrid bylaw enforcement patrol vehicle. The town of LaSalle is hiring a consultant to look at improvements to its transit service.
We're starting to hear a little bit more transit because right now what we offer only services a certain area of the town. So we're starting to hear from people who live in the newer developments in the newer area who are looking for that service to be extended to them.
Town Council last night approving spending for around $52,000 for a new transit master plan. Run by Transit Windsor, the LaSalle 25 route began in 2017 and has not seen any significant change. Now, with significant population growth and new developments, the town says the plan may need to be revised. The town's contract ends in 2027.
I think that's what we're looking for is what we offer now. Does it make sense, or is there a different route that makes more sense, or maybe there's two? I mean, really, that's what we're hoping to get out of this report is someone to reevaluate what we've done to this point and decide if it makes sense for us to grow and add more or leave it status quo.
A long-running University of Windsor initiative aimed at helping people with special needs stay active is getting a new home inside a local high school. For the last few weeks, Human Kinetics students from the University of Windsor have been bringing their APEX program into Holy Names. They're paired up with students with special needs, helping them get active, build routines, and have fun while doing it. The idea started on campus, but by bringing it into a high school setting, it's actually giving students a more comfortable, familiar space to grow. The pilot is led by an HK Masters and Holy Names grad alongside phys ed teacher Stacy Ditchfield, who say it's been amazing for both groups.
Seeing the joy of accomplishment, having the interaction, learning how to speak and communicate, being patient, understanding that what may come very easy to them is a lot more difficult when you don't have barriers, and it's just been such a joy to watch. It's just wonderful that we've been able to implement it.
Do you have a story idea? Please share it with us. You can text us at 10400. You can also send photos and video. A big sigh of relief for Air Transat passengers. Strike averted, but not without travel disruptions. The latest next. Later, a crash landing on a busy highway. Unbelievably, everyone walked away with either minor or no injuries at all. And tomorrow, how Windsor volunteers are helping thousands struggling to afford food and why 2 key items are always missing from the box. That's tomorrow at 6 on CTV News. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. The shooting death of an unarmed 15-year-old Quebec teen sent shockwaves throughout the province, and now his family is fighting for justice. Here's CTV Jean-Vive Beauchemin on the new multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Seconds on surveillance video are evidence of police wrongdoing, claims Nouran Rezai's family.
He didn't even give him 5 seconds to lie down.
His mother described her 15-year-old as a cheerful, kind teenager. And in a $2.2 million lawsuit, the family says he was the victim of racial profiling. They point to surveillance video recorded after a call to 911, reporting a large group armed with baseball bats and possibly one firearm.
As we can see on the video, 4 minutes before the police officer actually came, we were talking about 6 teenagers that are on the street not doing anything on their phone.
Other images, says the family's lawyer, show how quickly police fired the 2 shots that killed Rezai.
From the time the vehicle stopped to the moment the shots were fired, 10 seconds elapsed.
In this case, the police rushed, creating a high-tension situation that they will later invoke to justify feeling endangered.
Rezai's mom says Nouran means light, and that now there's no light in her home.
We want justice. We want this officer to be punished, and the police department to take responsibility. This must never happen again. There cannot be another Nouran.
The lawsuit is against a police officer who remains unnamed in the city of Longueuil. A police watchdog investigation is also ongoing. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
A big sigh of relief for thousands of Air Transat passengers after a pilot strike was averted, but not without some disruptions for travelers. CTV's Scott Hurst has more on the tentative deal and what it means for ticket holders.
It came at the 11th hour, but the pilots' union and Air Transat reached a deal to avoid a strike just hours before pilots were set to hit the picket lines, a move that would have grounded the entire fleet.
It's nice to know they got agreements.
The 750 pilots will now get a chance to vote to ratify the agreement. The union says the deal brings its members in line with industry standards and delivers on the goals of better job security, enhanced compensation, and more flexibility in scheduling. But details have not been made public. The airline is calling the deal an important milestone and a complete overhaul of the pilots' collective agreement.
We found the right balance that will allow us to remain competitive, have competitive salaries, while preserving the DNA of offering affordable products to our customers.
Just shy of 20 flights were canceled between yesterday and today in preparation of a strike. Air Transat says canceled flights will not be reinstated. But ongoing reservations should not be impacted as the airline gets back up to full service by the end of day tomorrow. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Canada's farmers reacting to Donald Trump's recent threats of severe tariffs on fertilizer. Here's CTV's Alison Bamford on the warnings about the negative impacts.
a key ingredient in American-grown food. Potash, now threatened by U.S. tariffs.
A lot of it does come in from Canada, and so we'll end up putting very severe tariffs on that if we have to.
President Donald Trump's latest warning to Canada's fertilizer industry, saying it would bolster his country's own production that lags far behind Canada's.
You need to take the president very seriously, but maybe don't take him literally on everything that he says.
Potash is one of 3 critical nutrients that crops need. The United States produces about 400,000 tons of potash annually and imports millions of tons more from Canada. The U.S. is our biggest buyer.
I just don't think there's any way you could scale that capacity up tenfold in the matter of a few months, because seeding starts for them in February in the southern U.S.
If Trump follows through with the threat, this agricultural economics professor says Canada's potash industry could be forced to scale back production and lay off workers.
Given that we export about 50% of our potash to the U.S., I think, like most things, it would be very difficult to pivot in a few months.
Experts say implications on Americans could be even worse. Crop production costs and the price of food could both go up.
So it's hard to really see an upside for the U.S. or for Canada for that matter.
Canadian producers say fertilizer supply can't be replaced quickly, and developing a new potash mine could take 10 to 15 years. Alison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The Bank of Canada is keeping its key interest rate at 2.25%. The central bank noted in its decision this morning that the economy grew at a surprisingly strong 2.26% in the third quarter. It is also forecasting that ongoing economic slack will roughly offset cost pressures associated with the reconfiguration of trade, saying it should keep inflation close to the bank's 2% target. Strength in the financial and base metals sectors helped Canada's main stock index nudge upwards today. In Toronto, the TSX gained 246 points. In New York, the Dow added 487, the Nasdaq up 78. The Canadian dollar gained a modest 0.05 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold lost more than $11 an ounce and oil is up 21 cents a barrel. A new national survey reveals surprising progress in one critical part of our healthcare system. The story next.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. It's a beauty. Perhaps one of the best of the year. Thanks to Stephen Halls for this gorgeous image. Will the weather, though, remain ugly for some? We'll break it down. What you need to know as we look ahead. Coming up.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app. From moment to moment, things change. CTVNewsWindsor.ca is Windsor's #1 source for online news. Watch every story from wherever you are, the moment it happens. CTVNewsWindsor.ca.
Slushy and wet out there. Joining me again for an extended look at the weather is Gary. And Gary, we're talking about icy cold conditions now.
Icy cold conditions, temperatures now below the freezing mark, which means those areas that aren't treated will start to freeze, not immediately, but over time. So, salting, sanding, clearing roadways, sidewalks, pathways, a good idea. And watching your step. Driving according to these conditions is slow down. It's not a race, obviously. We were seasonal today in terms of daytime highs, 2.5 degrees Celsius, average highs 2.7. It's still cloudy and damp and getting colder. The air quality's been between a 2 and 3. That's good. in the green zone, so no complaints there. It's been about the cold, damp conditions that brought wet snow this morning, changing over to rain. It's still windy right now, with gusts in that 40 to 50 range through to 10, maybe 11 o'clock tonight before things calm down just a bit. 0 degrees and cloudy and windy at the airport in Windsor. That's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, a bit colder now at -1. Chatham-Kent, that's 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like -9 in Chatham-Kent and Erie. Windsor, LaSalle, Tecumseh, Bell River, feeling like about -7 to -8. It's cold. And more snow could be on the way between now and tomorrow morning. The worst case scenario is any travel east, right, towards Ottawa, Montreal, and further east from there. The snow is tracking along that route. However, colder temperatures, meaning ice formations, right? There's still enough cold air in behind this system and northwesterlies fetching across the Great Lakes that we'll continue to see lake effect snow. So for travelers, business, pleasure, areas further east of Chatham-Kent towards London, north from there could see 2 to 5 centimeters tonight into early tomorrow. And more rain, light drizzle intermittently could freeze on contact. My concern is any roadways where we are in southern Ontario, seeing that freeze over and overnight. -2 through 8 o'clock, some light flurries, windy conditions with gusts in that 30 to 40, maybe 50 range. Take a look at our Enercare 7-day forecast. Cold tomorrow, -2, but a bit of a break. Early morning flurries Friday, -2. Weekends cloudy with flurries, -2, then -6. Getting colder Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, between -3 and -6. The daytime highs with more flurries on the way.
Lifetime. Brought to you by Safeguard Medical Alert Systems.
A new national survey finds millions of Canadians still don't have a family doctor, but there has been slight improvement. CTV's Pauline Chan has the results of a new survey.
The 2025 Our Care study shows a slight drop in the number of Canadians without a primary care doctor or nurse practitioner from 6.5 million people in 2022 to 5.9 million.
Access to primary care has improved in some ways, but in other ways it continues to be a challenge.
Study author Dr. Tariff says even those who have a family doctor complain they're often unable to reach them. And the study reveals other gaps across demographic groups. 87.7% of those over age 65 report having regular primary care, compared to 74.7% of those under 65. 83.5% of women have regular primary care versus 79.4% of men. And 84% of those earning $200,000 or more have a family doctor, compared to only 69.6% of those earning less than $20,000 a year.
They also face a number of other barriers to having good health. When you don't have the money to be able to buy healthy food, to exercise regularly, to get all of the things that you need on a day-to-day basis to be healthy, and then on top of that have lower access to primary care.
But Dr. Joss Reimer says the overall trend is encouraging.
Particularly in the context of the last 3 years having quite a lot of immigration and population growth in Canada. So given so much population growth, it's actually quite remarkable that we have improved the number of people who have access to a family doctor or nurse practitioner.
For the future, Reimer would like to see more emphasis on team-based care.
Family doctors can't be everything to everyone, and if we can bring in nurse practitioners and social workers and occupational therapists and many other provider types into the same clinic, we know we can provide better care to patients.
She also encourages increasing the numbers of various types of healthcare providers.
We know that Canada's population is aging, and they're going to require more healthcare providers, more healthcare hours.
Early next year, the study authors will be publishing a companion report focusing on provincial and territorial differences. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Australia's social media ban for kids under the age of 16 is now in effect. Sydney's Harbour Bridge was lit up in green and gold to mark the start of the ban, which is the first of its kind globally. 10 major social media platforms, including TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, must now block users under the age of 16 or face massive fines. Roughly 200,000 accounts have already been deactivated on TikTok alone. Meanwhile, South Korea will require all advertisements generated by artificial intelligence to be clearly labeled beginning in 2026. The move is aimed at targeting deep fakes and fabricated experts promoting food, drugs, and online gambling. Fines and penalties will also increase, and platforms must ensure advertisers comply with the labeling rules. Authorities will also speed up monitoring and takedowns using AI to identify harmful or misleading ads.
Coming up on Windsor's News Leader, a hearing-impaired golfer picks up her clubs again and achieves a dream she never thought possible. Stay tuned.
We're on the sidelines with Mr. Bob Belichico tonight. And Bob, we're starting with the Spits, who actually moved up in the rankings this week.
Yeah, they did. After spending a couple of weeks stuck at number 9, they moved to number 8 because they took 3 out of 4 points from London last weekend. And that's in the CHL rankings now. So the team left today for their annual Eastern road trip. They start off tomorrow night in Peterborough to take on the Petes, who finished dead last in the Eastern Conference a year ago, but they aren't that bad this year. The Petes have a winning record and beat red-hot Flint last weekend. Now, Game 2 is Friday in Kingston. The Frontenacs are 6 games below 500 right now, so that one's probably a winnable game. Windsor closes out the road trip Sunday in Ottawa against the 67s team that finished second last in the East last year, but they are currently tied with Windsor. Both teams have 44 points right now.
Last year, the East was a little worse than now, but now they're a lot stronger, so you can't just, not just it's 3 free games last year, but now it's going to be, 3 tough battles.
It's going to be a tough trip, and obviously we're losing Greentree and Spellecy during that, so some of our guys are going to have to step up here.
Coach, great segue. Let's talk about Captain Liam Greentree right now, shall we? He is suiting up for the game tomorrow night against the Petes, but then he'll be in Niagara Falls on Friday for the opening of training camp for Canada's World Junior team. Yes, it's that time of the year. Spellecy can be counted on for the first 2 games this weekend. He'll then travel with the team to Ottawa before heading out to the U.S. training camp. For him and Greentree, being invited to camp is a dream come true.
I mean, it's awesome. Obviously, it's a dream to put on that jersey and play in the World Juniors. So, I'll do everything I can to make that team and help that team win the gold medal.
It's a huge tournament, and I've watched it ever since I was a little kid. So the players that I played in this tournament are really, really good, and it's just an honor to be named as one of those guys.
Mm-hmm. They will be busy. Okay, and a special moment for a local athlete who discovered a tournament she didn't even know existed, and she did very well.
You stumble across it, you never know. Like, this is a great opportunity. It was a great opportunity for local golfer Erica Rivard. Now, she is back from the Deaf Olympics in Tokyo, an event she didn't know existed until she stumbled across it online. And boy, is she ever happy she did.
It was the most surreal experience. It was really emotional, and to be able to do it kind of later in life with a different perspective of it all, it was just really incredible.
Good for her. Now, Rivard is a former champion on the Unico Primo Golf Tour, formerly known as the Burger King Junior Golf Tour. She loves the Olympics, and when she discovered the Deaf Olympics, she was all over it. But she says she wasn't prepared for the magnitude of this event. 3,000 athletes from nearly 80 countries from around the world were in Tokyo in late November for this event. Rivard did well, too. She won gold in the mixed doubles event and took bronze in the individual competition.
It feels like a dream. It feels like just everything happened in this one trip that I was not expecting, but it was pretty remarkable and amazing, and I just wish that everyone could have that moment to where their dreams are realized, and whether it's on a big scale or a small scale.
so happy for her. I used to cover her when she was like really young, 20 years ago on that
Look at her
tour.
now.
It's amazing. I know, it's awesome. So I was at the Blenheim complex on Sunday for the LaSalle Vipers game and came across a LaSalle Sabres U8 team. Now, they hosted their first home game of the season. Great save right there. So the Sabres dedicated the game to their friend, Colin Flood, who played hockey with many of the players on the team. Now, Colin was recently diagnosed with a form of leukemia. He's receiving care in London. There's a GoFundMe page to help the family with expenses right now. Now, the Sabres had balloons on their bench, players taped up their sticks, and wore a cancer ribbon as a gesture of compassion and support.
All our kids are 8 years old, and it could have been any of them. And so as a community, LaSalle right now, and I think all Essex County is reeling together for him, and we're all coming together, and this is what we do. We have a fantastic community when it comes to when anybody is sick, especially when we talk about, you know, the C word, cancer. We come together, and that's what we're doing today, and the community has come together.
I just thought it was a really cool feeling that day. So, you know, congratulations for the team for doing that, and we are keeping Colin in our thoughts and prayers. Now, his buddies got a look at the new digs for the LaSalle Vipers at the Blenheim complex. The space recently had a bit of a makeover. A wall was put into place to separate the space between their locker room and the public locker room area. The players now have a lounge to eat and hang out in, which they do a lot. And the Vipers also have a collage and a plaque celebrating the team's history in the hallway.
I know some guys will come to the rink super early and stay super late because it's awesome. You got a PS5 in there. It's just a place to hang out with the guys. Like, honestly, it's making everyone closer too, just because we're together all the time. It's awesome. Builds chemistry. It's just a perfect spot, perfect place.
And if you got nothing going on tonight, they're playing Strathroy tonight, battle of 8th place teams. They should be a lot better, but maybe this room will help them. To the hard court, it's almost time. You ready? The Windsor Express are gearing up for the upcoming season. Who doesn't like a monster jam? The team recently signed a group of players who will gather this weekend for the first time as camp gets set to open on Monday. The Express made it to the Basketball Super League final last season before bowing out to Sudbury in Game 5. That was a tough one. Windsor opens in Kitchener on December 27th before hosting the Titans the next day in the afternoon at the WFCU Center. Now, the BSL has reshuffled, restructured, and is down to 5 teams this year. This one hurts. No London Lightning rivalry. Ouch. But Coach Bill Jones says, don't worry, the team and the league will still be competitive.
Obviously, it's still great talent here. 5 teams with the opportunity to develop and gain more teams next year. So we're looking forward to it. We got so close last year when we lost in the Game 5, and now we're looking to go ahead and try to finish the deal this season.
You know, I thought they had a chance at winning that championship last year, but, you know, they ended up on the road. So hopefully this year they have the first seed, bring it home for a Game 5 if it has to go that far, and they can win it.
Yeah.
But how about those kids in LaSalle? Great gesture for that young man.
You got me there. U8 team really coming together. No parent or coach wants to have that discussion with kids that young, but it does happen, and learning experience and well wishes to him.
Yeah, and they're, you know, like again, it's just a gesture for their friend. A lot of them played with him, and it was just one of those things I stumbled across.
Yeah.
Didn't know what was going on.
Really?
They said, hey, by the way, since you're here, and they told me the story, I'm like,
really?
Oh, yeah, we definitely have to talk about that. So the GoFundMe page is doing really well. They're close to their goal, and I mean, if you can help out, I forget the actual page, but Colin Flood's his name. Just type it in, Google it, and you'll find it. And, you know, show your support for the family. And a lot of teams around the area are doing so just by doing different things for him in his honor. So.
Okay.
Good job. We're rooting for you, Colin.
Okay, and we'll try and get that link on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca as well. Definitely. Okay, Bob Belichico on the sidelines tonight. Thanks, Bob.
You got it.
Cancer for a Cause is back for its 22nd year.
Join us as we broadcast live from Devonshire Mall.
We'll be collecting cash and non-perishable food items for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
We need your help, generosity, and goodwill.
Visit us online for more information.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. The Tree of Lights campaign continues to shine at Hotel de Grace Healthcare. This year, all funds raised support HDGH's vital outpatient rehabilitation programs. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie Kettner. And Melanie, you've got details on a major lottery jackpot.
Yes, Stephanie, have you bought a lottery ticket yet? Because Friday night's Lotto Max jackpot is a whopping $80 million.
Winner, ganyo.
14 max million. In addition to the jackpot, there are also 14 max million prizes, each worth $1 million. This is just the fourth time in Canadian history that the jackpot has reached $80 million. So far, there have been past winners in Quebec, Ontario, Alberta, and BC. Tickets are available online or at authorized OLG retailers until 10:30 p.m. We've got more online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we also have a story online, Melanie, about an increase in fire calls in the town of LaSalle.
Yes, the LaSalle Fire Service has reported the second highest number of incidents per quarter in its history. The department logged 175 calls in Q3 in 2025. The highest was 194 incidents in 2023 when there was a big ice storm. Fire Chief Ed Thiessen says he thinks this time the influx is due to an increase in population. You can find more stats on our website. And in our social spotlight tonight, some dramatic video from Florida. Dashcam video from Viral Hog shows a small twin-engine plane attempting a crash landing before hitting a car traveling along I-95 in Florida. Amazingly, authorities say the driver of the vehicle was transported to a hospital nearby with only minor injuries, while the pilot and the passenger escaped without injury.
Wow, shocking video. I can't imagine being the driver right now, seeing that come down. How did he or she not go to hospital? Thankfully, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, it's amazing that they both walked away with not too many injuries.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Mel, how can viewers submit a video for our trending segment?
Well, they can email it to newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
Okay, thank you, Melanie. Have you ever thought about having dinner in a gondola? Now you can. Details when we return. Gary, where my kids get on the bus is a specific area, and they actually had to step into a puddle that was about a foot deep in order to get on the bus. I felt so bad. First world problems, but
sorry
just
that
wanted
they
to make
had to
note.
deal with it. Personal problem for me.
Yeah.
Please, people, don't come up to me and say, "Did you bring this weather?" I'm a forecaster. I don't control the weather. It's December, after all. And I say that with a smile and love, of course. Thursday, look at this. Some sunshine returns and -2. Friday, -2. And looking at cloudy conditions, some flurries and much colder for the weekend. We'll be 7 to 8 degrees below seasonal. And then we're looking at sustained cold. Again, the average high today is about 2.7 degrees Celsius. You can see as we get colder, that number will decrease, but we are steadily sub-freezing for the next 7 days. I love everyone out there. I mean, that goes without saying.
Backyard skate rinks, ponds, hopefully, eventually. We'll see. We'll keep on top of that. Okay, Sanjay, you're on for us tonight, and some parents had a pretty alarming notification last Friday and yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Stephanie, tonight at 11, we're taking a closer look at growing frustration among some parents at a school community in Windsor after a second threat forced students to shelter in place this week. One mother telling CTV News that her children were crouched in classroom corners for more than an hour, twice in a matter of days, and she says she's now going to keep them home until police identify whoever's behind the threats reported at Marlborough Public School. That was on December 5th and December 9th. She's calling for more transparency from law enforcement and clearer communication about what's being done to keep students safe. So we'll hear from her tonight at 11.
Okay, thank you for this, Sanjay. We have our viewers tonight in the Ottawa area, where an eatery there has put on a wintry twist to a traditional patio dining. They've turned ski gondolas into a unique restaurant experience. CTV's Tyler Fleming has the details.
These are back, but the vibe is après-ski.
Very unique.
These aren't cabanas at Grand Pizzeria, Westboro Beach. They're real Swiss Alps gondolas.
We're on mat leave, so we want to do something fun.
Samantha and Jenna are out on a mummy treff, Swiss for mom's playdate.
It's inviting. It's nice to have babies here.
Very cozy. The lights are gorgeous. The view is nice.
Where today, along the Kitschy ZB Parkway, a mist rises over an icy Ottawa River. The gondolas can fit up to 4 people comfortably, and I can tell you it's very cozy in here. It's cold outside, it's nice, there's a heater here, and just in case, they've got nice fluffy blankets.
We wanted to give people the reason to come out to the beach, you know, still enjoy the beautiful view, the beautiful sunset, and, you know, the winter experience.
The popular Italian eatery's full menu is available, where hot meals are quickly delivered to the rustic, dog-friendly cabins.
And the staff is really nice, and yes, just try something a little bit different.
There's a cover charge of $20 per person for lunch and $25 for dinner. The gondolas are popular, so it's best to book online.
There's not a lot of places like this in Ottawa.
And patrons are not disappointed.
It's warm and it's cozy, and you can't beat the view.
It's a great way to spend a nice cold day because it's nice and toasty in here.
The gondolas will be parked here throughout winter's peak until the spring. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
I absolutely love this. So romantic. I love going to any restaurant or eatery that has a blanket.
Yeah.
Like,
we need a gondola in Windsor just for the riverfront view. I mean, that would be beautiful.
Imagine that.
In pleasant weather with snowflakes falling.
Listen, those patrons said it was warm and cozy in there, so they're doing whatever they can to keep it
winter
comfortable.
wonderland of love is
Gary, are you turning on the snow? Are you turning against the snow over there?
No,
you joining team anti-snow?
I love the snow. I'm all about blankets and snow. You know what?
We'll make a suggestion to the City of Windsor to see if we can get something like that on the riverfront. Okay, on behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And don't forget, Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast at 11.
Good night.
I'm going to talk snow.